So it's 7:40 in the morning on Monday and I've been up since about 5. I didn't sleep very well last night. I think I was just feeling like really anxious about the trip and feeling a bit overwhelmed about like the unknown. There's been a few tears this morning, but I've made it out of the house. I've got my boots on, I've got my home on my back, and I'm just heading to the train station to get the train in 15 minutes to Newport, and then I'm going to change at Newport and then get a train to Abergavenny. I might even have a little nap on the train. So the plan for the next couple of days is today I'm going to walk from Abergavenny, which is where I'm coming out now, and walk up Skirrid, and then come down the other side into a little village where I'm going to grab some more water, maybe some food, and then I'm going to go up onto the Offa's Dyke path, which will take me onto the ridge, which basically has like England on one side and Wales on the other, which is really cool because they both look so different. And then I'm going to come down into Lantony Priory, camp there for one night, and then go back up onto the ridge tomorrow, and then go along the ridge to the end and then come down into Hay-on-Wye. And I found a really nice camping spot by the river, River Wye, so that should be really nice. But let's just focus on day one for now. I've actually done this walk before with a walking group, but I didn't do the directions. So I've got OS Maps downloaded as an app, and I've also got the map in my bag. But I'm actually using Google Maps right now just to get me out of Abergavenny. I look like I'm ending up in some weird cul-de-sac. This is not what I planned. I've never done a solo hike before, or a solo camp. I've done like little hikes, but not really long distance. I mean, even having to carry all my shit on my back is a lot. When I first put it on, I thought, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do this. But I'm just gonna take every step as it comes and break it down and have lots of like water and food stops. I've downloaded a few podcasts in case I do get a bit lonely, and otherwise I'm just going to talk to myself on here because I feel like that will probably help. And that is the first incline, that's Skirrid, and that's where I'm heading now. This is where it starts to get steep. I'm just going through the woodlands before going up to Skirrid. And I can really feel how heavy my bag is on my knees. But we'll get there. Slow and steady. Lunch is on the horizon. Here we have England and Wales. England, Wales. hill. And I'm going all the way over there. But that was hard work with this on my back. So sadly, the pub's shut. Luckily, there's a tap around the side. My plan was to sit out the front of the pub and have like a lemonade or something, but the pub's shut and I'm way too hot and my sandwich is basically like a toastie because it's cooked in the sun. So I'm just gonna sit in the shade for a bit before I go up there. Every time I seem to hit these, it makes me really emotional. I'm exhausted. I'm really looking forward to getting to the campsite, and just realised I can't even bother to put the tent up, but hopefully it'll only take 5-10 minutes. So I've just been walking with Ron and along the ridge, and he literally dropped down to the right as I was dropping down to the left, so he was like, I can show you where to go. There's the priory down there. I think I've got like a couple kilometres left. Hello. I've made it. Just been to fill up my water. It's been so nice since I've been in the campsite because I was exhausted as well. People have just been so lovely. Two guys that I met at the pub earlier where I stopped off were camping here, told me that they were, and they said they'd see me later. And as soon as he saw me come through and started putting the tent up, he brought me a beer over, which was really sweet. And then he lent me his bucket so I could go and wash my hair. I'm now going to make myself some dinner, so I'm going to get the jet boil out and I'm going to make some noodles which I bought from the Chinese supermarket. I'm so excited. All the birds, they're really loud. It was so nice. I actually fell asleep with the door open because I was watching the moon. I slept pretty well. I'm on a slant, so I went down to the corner of the bed. I mean the corner of the tent. But overall, I slept pretty solidly. I think I only woke up like maybe 2 or 3 times for a few minutes, which is pretty good going for me. So I think this mattress, which actually hasn't gone down, is okay. It's been a little bit cold, a little bit dewy, but it hasn't come through to the tent, which is good. And this has worked perfectly as an eye mask and earplugs actually. So today I could go back up the way I came, but it would mean me going back on myself because I'm then going to go up along the ridge. So I think the plan is to go up one of these. I can't remember which one it is. I've not seen it on a map before, but I've walked it before. It might even be this one here. It's a bit of a zigzag and then it's up, but it's quite steep, especially this bit here. And then when I get up here, I'm then going to take a left onto Offa's Dyke path. Day 2, it's 10 o'clock and luckily, although I love the sunshine, there's a bit of cloud because I've got to get up this big ridge. So I want it to stay nice and cool, which is, well, I planned to leave really early, but I woke up at 6:30 and I was like, nope, need some more sleep. Let's say bye to Lantoni. Almost made it to Offa's Dyke path, which means I'm back on the Beacons Way. Woo! That probably took me about an hour and a half, but I did stop quite a bit on the way. People are so lovely when you bump into them. Everyone's really friendly and wants to know what you're doing, what you're getting up to. The couple that I just met they're going across the ridge and then they're dropping down into Longtown, which is where the guy Ron I met yesterday lives. My feet are definitely starting to hurt now, I think with the added weight on your back, you put a lot more pressure on your feet, your knees and your glutes. I think I've got about an hour to go. Let's say on why. So close. Now I've just got to walk about 40 minutes to get to the campsite. I'm really excited to see this campsite because there's a little stream backing onto it, so I'm hoping that I can go for a swim and put my blistered feet in some cold water. I made it. And this is my pitch. Oh, you can see I'm really tired. My feet are pretty sore. I've got some pretty good blisters on my feet. When I left Bristol, I was so upset and scared about doing this by myself because I had no idea what it was going to entail, and I was so worried about not being able to complete it. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's been a really good experience for me, having to carry everything on my back and being able to like navigate all by myself. It's been an eye-opening experience. It's definitely pushed me and made me realise that I can do more by myself, which is really good. I definitely recommend it to anyone that's thinking about doing it. Just make sure you're prepared, make sure you've got everything for all weathers. Having the right gear, the right tent, made it enjoyable. Whereas I think if I had some crappy kit, didn't bring enough socks, blister plasters, first aid kit, fairy lights. I didn't even use my head torches because my fairy lights were enough. And they were only about £4. But you should bring a head torch too. Don't just bring fairy lights. Make sure that you've got planned water stops or like water sources on the way. I met a guy at Lantony campsite called Mark who, as I was going out of Lantony yesterday onto the ridge, gave me some of his water tablets. So he gave me some of these sachets which are purifying, they purify water. Chlorine water treatment tablets. The word chlorine made me think that you shouldn't be drinking that. Add 1 tablet to 1 litre of water, wait 30 minutes before drinking. So there's 6 in there. And he had a whole box of them, but he gave me them because he knew that coming up from Lantony onto the ridge, there wasn't going to be any taps, or the only water sources were sort of streams and a few like ponds at the top. And a few waterfalls coming down. But actually a lot of them had dried up. So luckily I had enough water. By the time I got into Hay, I had to refill all of my water. Yeah, people have just been so kind. That's what I've noticed. People really want to help. They want to know what you're up to. They like to help with directions. So even though I felt like I was alone a lot of this trip, it was always nice to know that there were people around in the same situation, doing the same thing. If you're thinking about it, plan, prepare, Yeah, and go for it, because it's definitely an experience.